I'm fanning the flames in the Southwest. I'm slow roasting lamb for a mouth-watering feast in Nevada, and I'll be smoking pork butts and ribs for Tennessee-style barbecue right here in the desert in Arizona. First, a legendary pitmaster carries on a Southern family tradition. Yo, Jim, that's some sexy meat right there. Where the only seasoning is smoke. What? And the taste is pure Tennessee. It's about the meat and the smoke. Then we're getting lucky in Las Vegas. Today, I got my money on black. The portable rig that holds a jackpot of meat. It's the perfect bite. I'm in Chandler, Arizona, because apparently some of the best Tennessee-style barbecue is on the other side of the country. The restaurant is called West Alley Barbecue, and they've got pulled pork, Memphis-style ribs, and smoked bologna. So classic Tennessee-style barbecue in the heart of the Southwest? I mean, there's only one way to find out. Let's check it out. To find out why he brought Tennessee barbecue across the country, I'm gonna sit down with West Alley's owner, Bardo Brantley. Bardo, where you from, man?
Jackson, Tennessee is where I was born and raised. About a mile away from one of the best barbecue restaurants I've still to this day ever had, Brothers Barbecue. Jim Dandy was the pit master.
And now come full circle, you in a business with Jim Dandy.
Yeah. I said, Jim, listen, we need to open a barbecue restaurant, okay? 90 days we had a barbecue restaurant open.
And that was in Tennessee?
That was in Tennessee. Then opened another one in Arizona about 4 months ago.
All right, so how do I get to meet this mythical figure? This is Mr. Jim Dandy.
Follow the smoke.
All right, thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
Yo, Jim Dandy, what's up?
What's up with you, man?
What's a Tennessee barbecue legend like you doing out here in the desert?
Cooking barbecue.
You dedicated.
Dedicated. It's in my blood. It's in my blood. I started when I was 11, 12 cooking barbecue, man.
Really? Who you learn from?
My old man.
He taught you the ropes?
Taught me the ropes.
All right, so Jim Dandy, we got a couple pits here. What's the dimensions on these pits?
24 long and like 4 wide.
So these are the kind of pits that you came up on, learning?
These kind of pits we came up on.
It looks like it's cement blocks on the outside, fire brick on the inside, and then all this steel
all
kind
that
of
steel
reinforcing.
keep all the heat in there.
So it gives you a little extra layer of protection.
Exactly.
Are you building the fire down in the bottom there?
I build the fire at the front of it, at the bottom there, and the heat circulate come this way.
Oh, so you put it towards one end?
Yeah.
Okay, so I get this. Instead of having an offset box that's outside of the main pit, what Jim Dandy does is he builds the fire off to one side of the pit. So he's able to maintain kind of like an offset feel inside of a direct heat box environment. And then this rack is on like it goes up and down?
It controls how fast I want to cook my meat.
So that's how you control temperature.
Right.
It's then lower like that.
Right.
All right, so what are we cooking today?
We're cooking pork butts and baby back ribs. And the pork butts, I use it to make my Big Jim Dandy with.
The Big Jim Dandy?
Yeah.
So they name a sandwich after you?
Right. You got a thick piece of bologna, you got your barbecue on top, you got your slaw, and you got your mild sauce.
So do we get to light up both these pits?
Both of them. I do the pork shoulders on this, and I do the ribs on this.
All right, let's do it, man. Let's get some coals going.
Okay.
So we're going in with this almond wood, right?
Almond wood.
You know, a lot of pit masters like that oak and hickory and stuff, and I'm down with that too, but I really love these fruit and these nut woods. It just adds a different twang to the meat. All right, my favorite part of the day, get to light it up. That fire's looking real good right now. How do you know when it's ready to start cooking?
When the coals get white around the edges.
And what kind of temperature is that?
Maybe around 225, 250.
All right, so what are we doing in the meantime? Maybe season up some meat?
I don't season meat.
What?
That's where I would tell my old man we don't season meat.
Oh, you know, you go to a lot of parts of the South, like Tennessee, for instance, and the smoke is the seasoning. It's about pure meat flavor, pure smoke flavor, and maybe they'll mess with a little sauce after that, but that's basically the tradition.
That's basically what it is.
All right, we're gonna let this get up to 225, get some white hot coals, then we load our meat. All right, and down at the end over the direct heat, are we putting any pork butts down there?
Don't put no pork butts over there because you go over direct heat, and if you don't watch it, you're gonna burn your meat on the bottom.
Well, we got wall-to-wall pork butts over there. Time to load these ribs?
All we gotta do is load the bone down first.
Get those baby back ribs on there. All right, let's drop them down. but we can't take a break. We have to flip them every hour. So the fat side of these pork butts are starting to take on kind of like a honey color, but this meat is still quite raw. We got to finish this cook. All right, man, so this is looking good for the flip after the hour, right?
You're right, but let's do less talking and more flipping. How's it?
Just got in trouble. The ribs are going to soak up smoke for 3 more hours. The butts will take 7 or 8, and I'm going to work up an appetite. Coming up, from the pit to the plate, a sandwich worthy of a legend. All right, man, it's like Tennessee barbecue wonderland right here.
This is a festival. Look at that.
So check this out. We're out here in Chandler, Arizona, cooking Tennessee-style barbecue at West Alley Barbecue with my man, Mr. Jim Dandy. We got some ribs that have been cooking for about 4 hours. We got some pork butts that have been cooking about 8 or 9 hours.
Right.
It's all smoky. I'd love to get under there and check it out.
All we gotta do is raise the hood and see it.
All right, let's see. Yo, how's it looking back there, boss?
Hey, looking good back here.
Nice. Yeah, check out the color on those ribs. Those ribs have taken on a really nice color right there, and the meat is starting to pull away from the bone. And of course, these pork butts back here, it's kind of rendered all the flavor from cooking on the bone, and the outside is taking on a kind of nice bark, a nice crust on the outside. So how do I get some of this in my face? Because this is looking good. I just want to eat those ribs straight off the pit.
You can taste the rib, but the pork I got to save because I got to make my Big Jim Dandy with that.
So that's the sandwich that he's so famous for that they named it after him. Okay, well, if we're going to do that, then I'll wait for the ribs and maybe put a little sauce on it, too.
That'll work.
All right, let's get this off, man. I'm getting hungry. All right, the tease is finally coming to an end, man. How we get this going with this pork butt, your Jim Dandy sandwich, and these ribs?
Okay, you're going to do your ribs, you do your dry rub, and you put your hot barbecue sauce on it.
So what's in this rub right here?
That's brown sugar and chili powder.
Oh, so you bring a little sweetness to it, a little chili to it.
Yeah.
And what is this? It's a very thin barbecue sauce.
That's the way Tennessee barbecue sauce is.
Nice. And that's a vinegar-based thing,
That's
right?
vinegar-based.
What else is in there? Vinegar, what else?
Vinegar and this and that.
Yeah, and this and that.
This and that.
Vinegar, and this and that. All right, so what you got going on down there with your pork butt?
Gonna make a Big Jim Dandy out of here.
Okay, that's a good idea. How about I make one for me, I make one for you, and I make one for your homie Bardo.
Okay, that'll work. You do your bologna.
Some of that thick cut bologna like that. Check that out. Well, did you fry these up on the griddle or something?
No, it's deep fried.
All right, that's cool, man.
Okay, and next, you're gonna take your barbecue.
You know what I like about this? You see how it's kind of concave in there, form a little well? When you put the barbecue inside that well,
It's gonna stay there.
it just stay there. Okay, what's next?
All right, you do your slaw next.
This is some good down-home slaw. Cabbage, carrots, mayonnaise in there too, a little vinegar.
Now you throw your whiskey barbecue sauce on it. Vinegar with the rye whiskey in it now.
Rye whiskey.
Right.
Man, this is getting better by the second. A little salt and pepper on that, just a little sprinkling.
Top it off with the bun.
All right, well, let's go meet Bardo out back and let's eat up some of this delicious porky goodness, man. We got a lot to eat. All right, man, it's like Tennessee barbecue wonderland right here.
This is a festival. Look at that.
Take your taste bud.
Very succulent, rich, smoky flavor. But then you get the acid from that vinegar sauce, that thin vinegar sauce, so it feels light, but it cuts through that fat and that smoke without hiding the flavor of the meat. This is really a magical thing. Big Jim Dandy, I think it's only right that I'm with Big Jim Dandy.
There we go.
And I get to eat a Big Jim Dandy.
Oh, wow.
And that pork butt is nice and tender. You know, it's already a very flavorful, tender cut if you cook it properly. But the outside has like a rich depth of color and flavor. And then the meat on the inside is really, really tender and moist. And I gotta tell you, man, with that sauce and the combination of everything in here, that's a great afternoon right here. You happy with that?
I'm happy with it. I'm always happy with it because I'm cooking. And
Wow.
that's what I remember back home.
Yeah. Me too. You know, what's really crazy is that you come from different families, and now you reconnected on a whole other part of the country doing what you know and love from the same town in Tennessee.
Yeah, I think our dads might be living vicariously through these moments, so that's pretty awesome.
There's something to that.
So, can we get you back to Arizona?
If you continue to feed me, I'll come back.
All the food's on me.